Hey, it's Joseph here. Today I've got this product from Saramonic. They have sent me this device to do a video like this. I briefly looked at their product and thought it was quite interesting. Therefore, this video came about. So let's get to it. Just looking at the box, you can see that it is titled as 2.4 gigahertz wireless smart microphone with touch screen. Ideal for YouTubers, TikTokers, vloggers, journalists, and so much more. And here is a picture of the device. You can immediately tell that it's got some sort of screen on top, and then another one on the side, and then another one here. And they somehow mingled together to charge each other. And it is again from Saramonic BlinkMe B2. Going around the box, we have some drawing of some sort. And on the side, how you can possibly use this device either clipped onto your shirt or perhaps magnetically attached. And also the receiver basically goes on top of your camera. And on the back, you can see that it notes for personalized themes for the front of the device, or front of the microphone rather, and then simple intuitive touchscreen functions, and you can use it with an app, HD noise reduction, convenient magnetic attachment. I like the magnetic attachment system that they're going with, and up to 22 hours of onboard recording. And you got the list of things that are inside of the box. And at the bottom, we've got a couple of notes for where it came from and where to find the websites and such. So let's go ahead and open the box. So here is the actual device, perhaps the same size, I don't know, we'll see. And we got paper for, I suppose this includes quick start guides and some stickers along with the warranty card. Quick start guide in English and Chinese. We'll keep that aside. And then here is a user manual, again in English and Chinese as well. And then here is the main portion. Okay, here I can just bring this up and out. I can see the carrying case is included, and it's got a handle on it as well. Nicely put together. Saramonic logo on top. And here is the device. The first impression is that it is looking quite nice. However, it is kind of bigger than I thought it would be. What's on top here? There's a little pocket that you can open. All sorts of magnetic attachments that it goes with. Very nice. And I suppose you've got a couple of other things such as the cable and perhaps charging methods. Yeah, USB type A to C. And this is a 4-pole to 4-pole. And then here are wind muffs for the actual microphone. I guess this is some sort of screen protector. So you can apply these screen protectors if you would wish to. I'm just going to take out all the content so that we don't forget. But you can see that these magnetic attachments are nicely inserted here. So however you need to use these, you can just pair them together and then clip it onto your clothes, and they are already sticking to each other. That's a very strong magnet. It would even stick over to my finger. I mean, it's not hurting or anything, but yeah, it is quite strong magnets. So yeah, be careful not to pinch your finger with it. But I like how they got multiple magnets for multiple different setups. And here's a main bit. Oh, this is the phone mount, so you can clip your phone onto it so that you can easily get things going. Here's my phone, for example, and you can basically stretch this. This is actually plastic, so nothing fancy about this. However, it's got the cold shoe mount on top for microphone attachment, like that one, and then also quarter 20 thread here for typical tripod mount stuff, so you can mount your phone easily. And then we've got this thing here. It is quite larger than I thought it would be. However, it is kind of well put together, I must say. And you can immediately spot a couple of buttons on the side. Power button, as you can see, perhaps some volume adjustments going through all the sides. We've got the ports for microphone input, and then monitoring, and then USB Type-C port, and then the screen for letting you know the status of things. So this, I understand, doubles as a receiver, so I guess I can peel this off for now. And then on the side, you've got the two microphones that are attached magnetically, and it seems to have this peel to prevent it from being charged and connected. I suppose the same thing over here. So as soon as you attach that, I would assume that it starts charging. And that is somewhat indicated by this LED indicator that wasn't on before. Same thing over here. And let's peel these things off as well. So as you can see, it's got the circular screen there with the thin bezel, and you can see that there is a red LED indicator that's letting you know that it is currently being charged by this receiver or the center unit. And on those pieces, you can see that it does have two different buttons on it. So once you take that off, you can see that the contacts sort of match each other to charge up, and then yeah, actually the screen turned on as soon as I took it off. And when it synchronized with the receiver unit, it'll say the number that it is connected to, or rather the channel, and you can confirm by its microphone on top that it is actually picking up the sound, and the screen will basically time out after a bit. If you want to see that again, you just press the power button once, and then you can turn on noise reduction by just pressing that, and then NR will basically come on there. And you notice how the transmitter piece is basically following this due to the strong magnet. Anyways, in here, this is a touch screen as well, so you can certainly scroll down for onboard recording. It does support, I believe, 14 hours of onboard recording, which can be downloaded later. And noise reduction settings are available here. Transmitter gain, brightness, display, settings. Let's see what's available in transmitter gain. There's nothing set right now, but you can increase and decrease by a certain amount. I'm just going to keep it back on 0. And then also on the main screen, if I hold down the screen, and then it will pop up a QR code, download Saramonic app. So let me actually go ahead and do that. So downloading the Saramonic app, and whilst that is downloading, let's go ahead and look at that QR code again. From here, I can actually scroll down to look at the main screen with different wallpaper. Whilst I think something like this is very cool, I'd rather stick to the default and the most minimalistic type of setup. So there it is. And as you have noticed, if I scroll down from the top, I can get a couple more settings here. So I can press that to go from eco mode or the screen on all the time versus timing out. And then I have different type of settings, and microphone on and off, and onboard recording again there. So quite intuitive features available via touch screen. And basically the same thing on the other side. You just pull it out, and then it's gonna start synchronizing with the receiver and the transmitter. And because this is the other side, that is going to be channel number 1. So on the Saramonic app, I can have this built-in microphone function. So I suppose I need to pair this together, but I want to get through the rest of the functions of the actual microphone. So just connect that back. But I also wanted to turn this on the receiver. So if I pull one of the transmitter out, it is going to turn on this side as well as the receiver side, and you can see that screen is now on. So you can see that the microphone up on top is being picked up, and the modes can be changed by just swiping this, and then I can do start recording, microphone on and off, and then the onboard storage is shown here. 22 hours is what it is currently showing. And if you have both of the microphone paired up, then you'll get a slightly different screen. So that channel 2 has now shown up. And then here you can see channel 1 and channel 2. And then you can have different recording mode. M for mono, and then stereo. S, safety channel. Or go to recording mode, receiver gain versus transmitter gain, display, settings. So all of those things are available here. So here on the user manual, it describes that the mono mode is basically the signal from transmitter, or both transmitters can be mixed together and recorded identically to the left and the right channel, versus the stereo, which signals from each transmitter can be recorded to a separate channel. And safety channel mode is similar to mono mode, but the audio from the right channel will be recorded 6 decibels less in case distortion in your recording. So it basically records 2 different decibel. Okay, so I am interested in channel 1, so I'm gonna put back channel number 2. And in here, I should be able to pick up the magnets, at least one of them. So because this magnet can just attach to the back of the device like that, actually it won't work the other way, it won't stick to it. It's pretty strong magnet, but it does have this rubbery material, so it doesn't scratch against it. It's really easy to set up against whatever that you're attaching it to. So I can basically have a shirt. I would make sure that the microphone is pointing to where the sound source is, which is my mouth, and then basically set it up like that. You can kind of have it on the center like this, I don't know, I guess Iron Man like, or I guess you can have it to the side a little bit, however you think is most suitable for your own setup. In this case, I can probably have it mounted near a device or some sort. If I'm doing a vlog style shooting, then I can mount it on the phone or the camera itself. But in this case, I'll just kind of leave it like this. At least make sure the microphone is facing up so that it is picking up my sound, and just kind of do a bit of a test. Mind you, if you use this specific one here that actually has a clip, then you can mount it to a different type of piece of clothing so that it just clips on rather than magnetic. But in my case, I think this makes more sense. And for the receiver side, you have this one over here, which you can just use it to mount onto one of the sides where the microphone has been dismounted. And basically you have this cold shoe or hot shoe mount that goes on top of your device. And in my case, I've got this tripod, or I guess selfie stick kind of thing from Ulanzi, and it has this extending arm, if you will. And also it spreads out. You can easily put it on any type of surface, whether it be desk or a floor. And it's a comfortable grip. And also it does have this ball head, and also allows a microphone to be attached to the side because it actually has a cold shoe mount. So in this case, this will go on there. It allows a rotation, so I can actually see the screen that shows up on the front. And it actually has a Magsafe plate on this, which means that I can use this Magsafe case of the phone. Although this is an Android Samsung phone, I can just attach it like that, and then it just becomes a compact vlogging setup. You can absolutely mount this microphone on here too, but for a proximity type of thing, you may do it otherwise. And also, if it is like an actual camera setup, then you will have it on top of the camera so you can probably walk around. So I guess this kind of goes to tell you how you can mount certain things in certain ways. And then perhaps extend it a little bit. I've got to turn on the phone, but whilst doing that, I do have to connect this receiver to my phone as well. So in that case, and I'm going to see if this works over a simple USB Type-C to USB Type-C port. So I'm going to connect USB Type-C port onto the receiver and then also onto my phone and see if it works. So I'm going to go to simple voice recording app. So just to test out, if I tap on the phone, it's not picking up anything. However, if I start tapping on this microphone, you can see that it is actually picking up. So that is basically letting you know that I'm good to switch over to this microphone so that you can start hearing the sound. So the sound that you are currently hearing is actually coming from Saramonic BlinkMe B2, and this is a sound sample that's being captured on my phone. So this is what it sounds like. And because this is wireless, I can have the phone set up onto my desk and then basically walk around, and you can expect the same sound anywhere as you walk around, and this is the sound that you hear. And this wouldn't really be the same if you were to have a microphone that's mounted somewhere. So if you were to walk around and get further, you just don't hear anything, or it just sounds wrong. But as you get closer, it sounds better. However, that workflow is not really possible with a mounted microphone like this. But if you have it on the side like that, then you can walk around and basically have a consistent sound throughout, regardless of where you are. Okay, I'm gonna finish that recording there and now jump onto the phone camera. Once I start recording on a video, it actually lets me know that I am recording through a USB microphone. So it does make it clear that it is certainly picking up the sound from the microphone that is over here. And again, I can walk away from it and the sound is not going to change because it is consistently mounted on my piece of clothing. And I can certainly be walking around and changing directions and such. So I can do different type of tasks within a room or whatever that I am doing and I'm intending to capture for a video, and basically have the sound more consistent. In my experience, I have a couple of different microphones that you can just clip it onto your piece of clothing and you can just kind of do whatever that you're doing. However, they are usually done with this clip approach, which is also included here, where it attaches on to your shirt or something like that. But it becomes too close to your neck and you don't necessarily pick up the best sound. And also it kind of becomes a little annoying because it could really just kind of dangle like that as it kind of comes off. So I found this to be not the best approach. I found this magnetic approach to be the best. And I really like the fact that you just have a screen. You can either customize it or have it off. I prefer kind of this method rather than having something very loud branding that I've seen before. So yeah, I kind of like this approach, and it seems to have onboard microphone as well as being able to customize the screen if you would like to. It does look a bit silly and it is kind of bigger than I expected it to be. I wish it was a little bit smaller, and perhaps the screen is not as glossy so that it doesn't capture your eye as much. I'd rather it be a bit more subtle. But yeah, that's just my short take on this. And I trust that both of the devices are going to work well. I can have two different people basically transmitting and received by a single device that's attached to whichever the recording device that you have. And I can even monitor the sound from it by connecting the headphone jack and wearing a headphone if you were to try and monitor. Okay, so I'm just turning around the camera so that I can actually do a better quality or wide angle of the lens on the phone, as well as monitoring the sound. So all I need to do is connect to my monitoring headphone and then connect to a monitoring port that's available at the bottom of the receiver. Okay, so I'm gonna start recording. Yeah, so I can certainly monitor the levels and hear my voice through this microphone transmitted there, and then monitor the sound. I think the whomever holding the camera and recording will do that rather than someone who's speaking, but that is possible. There's a very minimal delay, so you may be having a little bit difficult time talking when you do this sort of thing. But yeah, the monitoring is definitely possible and I can definitely hear myself. And you can certainly adjust the level of gain on the transmitter as well as the receiver so that you have a louder sound. And for a gray shirt that I have, I can just have this screen as a brighter screen like this one, and then perhaps have the screen on all the time. Then it can let you know the time, and also I think this is a bit more subtle than the black circle that was on my shirt. What do you think? So it was a brief look at the Saramonic BlinkMe B2. It does seem quite cute and functional as well. And if you have liked this content, please like this video. And thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Bye.